Welcome everyone back to McBain's Legends of the Game. I'm Grayson Guernsey as always, and once again I'm by myself. We're working on getting another member here, but it's just for the start of season 2. It's just going to be me for a couple of episodes. So yesterday I was just looking through YouTube and trying to find some stuff like old archive video of McBain football, as I do, because if you didn't know, it takes a lot of research to get concepts for the podcast, and it's just through searching through YouTube and finding a video, and I found this one really interesting video. It was called Atkinson's Reel 1364 McBain 2022. Now, at first I was like, is this just like a thing where it has McBain in the title, but it's not McBain at all? But then as I started looking into it, I was like, wait, this actually might be McBain. And it's as I see it, the video, it's black and white, it's old, and which once I saw it, I immediately started digging into what year could this possibly be. So I narrowed it down into the 1970s to try to figure it out, but still I just didn't know. There was not that much to go off of. There wasn't a score. For what I knew, there was just a bunch of numbers. But no, as I started looking into it, one thing I did do is that most of the time, whenever I don't know what to talk about or I need more stuff, I go down to the library and look through yearbooks. And I was looking through the 70s yearbooks, and one person I strictly remember from this video is a guy wearing number 43. He had long hair and he had a horse collar, or like a neck brace, whatever it was. So I looked at that and was like, okay. So I gotta find someone that was on the team that wore number 43 and wore a horse collar. So then I looked through all the 70s notebooks and I narrowed it down to 1974. Yeah. Excuse me. I narrowed it down to 1974 because that is when I saw him play. It's either in the 74 or 76 season. And that player ended up actually being Kelly Becken. That's his name. And yeah, so I had 2 years to go off of, 74 and 75. So I started looking through all the scores, and it took me a bit to find it, but I figured out that this game right here, I'll probably show a clip of it on the screen or something like that. Or you could just find it. It's called Atkins Reel 1364 McBain 2022. And it ended up being the 1974 matchup between Johnsburg Lewiston versus McBain, where McBain won 22-20, which now the 20 to 22 score or numbers at the bottom of the video makes sense now because that was the score of the game. And so I figured it out, but then I just started getting into it a little bit more, so I started researching a bit. And this is some of the information I found it. So 1974 was the fourth year that that McBain's program started back up, because there was a brief stint where we had a football team like in 1927 with the cup back here. If you've seen it in some of our previous episodes, I don't think you're going to be able to see it because this is like an audio podcast. And in I think it's 1937, we had a team. But it was like a one-hit wonder. We had it, then we stopped having it. So it was the the fourth year of the program's history. And I mean, it was a pretty good year and such like that. And yeah, we won a lot of games. We won more than we have combined our previous seasons. So yeah. Oh, some of the seniors on that team were, including Kelly Becken, were Dennis Bogard, Mark Dorr, Elmer Forbes, Jerry Herwire, Bill Person, Bill Power, Keith Scuff, Brian Smith, and Terry Minzy. I think that's his last name. If you know any of these people and I butchered their last names, I am terribly sorry. I'm trying my best here, okay? And I figured out who they're coached by. They're coached by James Lemire, which he was a physical education teacher and I believe a history teacher as well. And then Neil Kieran, I think that's how I say his last name. I found his name, but some of these yearbooks were like weird because it would have like certain information in one of them and then it wouldn't have any information in the other one. So like the one where I found James Lemire, it had like said he was a physical education teacher and a world history teacher or something like that. I don't know. But for Neil Kernan, it said like nothing at all. And then I was looking at the 74 yearbook, and then I looked at the 75 yearbook. And it had like showed the seniors and like where if they made all conference in a sport, if they didn't, and stuff like that. So I decided not to put it in here because there wasn't enough information and I couldn't figure it out entirely. But yeah, back to what I was saying about the program's history. This was the 4th year of their program, and I believe they went. Where is it? 7-1 for their 4th year of a program. That's really, really good. Previous years beforehand, they went 4-5, 1-8, and on this website, it only has like a handful, like 3 games or 4 games from the 1971 season. So it says they went 1-3. So yeah, they just had a really good season. Back then, playoffs didn't exist, but I'm pretty sure they're ranked outside the top 10, and they're ranked, I believe, 14th or 15th in the state. And yeah, that was that. So I'm gonna break down. I originally when I saw this, I thought they were running the wing T formation because McBain has always ran the wing T. It's just like I think it's one easy offense to run, and it's just we've always ran the wing T or something else. But in this formation, we ran what we ran in 1993 when we were underneath Coach Brett Forster, the pro set formation, which if you don't know what the pro set is, it's basically like, wait 1 second. It's where, of course, you get the line, but then you have like running backs on the wings, and then you have running backs on the wings, and you have a quarterback right in the middle, and then the running backs are like back and spread out. So it's like there's nobody in the middle. It's just a running back to the right, a running back to the left, about 5 yards back. And they ran that offense, and by what I'm looking at this, they ran it really good and were able to get they won the game. And the other thing too is that I don't know if it was home or away. I'm presuming it was away just because of the jerseys. The opposing team, that's not McBain, is wearing like black jerseys, and it's also in the middle of a forest. By what I see, it's like there's a forest background. The scoreboard is old wooden I think it might be, I don't know if it's electronic or wooden. On the McBain sideline, the bus is literally right behind them, and then which they're on the far side of the field, and then all the way to my left. All the way to my left was the school, it looked like. Yeah, all the way to my left was the school, which that might actually be, I don't know for sure because it's just brick, and I know our school's made out of brick, but it's black and white, so I can't really tell that much. But yeah, I found it really cool, and I went down a little bit of a rabbit hole to find this stuff, and yeah, if you want to know where I got any of the information for this 1974 team, just go look up Michigan High School football scores or Michigan High School football data warehouse and analytics. I use this all the time I don't mean to like plug them, but I just use this website all the time. It dates back all the way to 1950 for historical Michigan football, pro, college, at all divisions as well. So it's a good thing to use because then you can like look back at all the previous scores and everything like that. And then but yeah, that's mostly what I found. The next season, the 1975 season, McBain would go 6-3, so a little bit of a downgrade, but still they played more games. I mean, that year they only played 8 games, so they played a bit more games than they did the following year. So yeah, and that's gonna be about it for today's episode of the podcast. Again, follow. Subscribe if you like these, and if you can, give me feedback because I'm just trying to get back into the rhythm of posting these weekly. and yeah, everything like that. That's going to be it for today's episode. Make sure to like, subscribe, turn on notifications so that you can get all the latest podcasts, and I'll see you in the next episode.